Alright, this is going to be a video of this 52-inch Harbor Breeze brand Edenton ceiling fan I got at my local Habitat Restore. I got it because I volunteer there, and basically what I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans, they receive better donation, and make them more sellable and run better than how they previously came in. Now, Harbor Breeze is a Lowe's brand that makes ceiling fans and lighting. It's exclusively sold there. I guess it's kind of like the Lowe's equivalent of Hampton Bay. Be kind of a good comparison. And the Edenton is one of the older Harbor Breeze models that's been around for a little while. If I had to guess, I'd say this probably dates to the early 2000s. Therefore, it has the older style Harbor Breeze logo. Without any further ado, I'm going to get demonstrating the fan. Show the light kit first. And I'm using 4 60-watt equivalent energy-saving compact fluorescent bulbs in there. I'll turn that off. Now I'm going to turn the fan itself on and begin with the high speed. Now, to indicate RPM, I did put a white piece of tape on one of the blade brackets. And when this fully speeds up, I'd say it's probably going to go at around maybe 250, 255. Very fast and powerful fan. Blows a whole bunch of air too. And it's pretty quiet when it runs. There's a little bit of air noise in the blades, but despite that, fairly silent. Alright, now for medium speed. This slows down considerably to about 170 RPM, maybe 165. Still pushes a decent breeze though. And lastly, for the low speed, just show the fan and light on simultaneously. And this is probably going to go at about 80 RPM. Okay, turn everything off. Going to stop the blades here. And talk about some general information on the fan. Harbor Breeze ceiling fans in Canada are pretty uncommon, so I'm guessing this probably was purchased in the United States, then the previous owners just moved here, because there are some Lowe's stores here in Canada, but not really any in my area. Another thing is this fan actually is made by Hunter. Surprisingly enough, it does use a Whisper Wind motor. I was quite surprised to find that out. I did try and look up the UL file listing to see the actual name of the manufacturer, but unfortunately it was invalid, leading me to believe that whichever company made it either doesn't make ceiling fans anymore or it doesn't exist. There's really no date on this fan in the traditional sense. There is some codes which might lead me to a date, but I really don't know how to decipher them. Like I said though, judging by the older Harbor Breeze logo, I'd have to say this is probably from around the 2003 to 2006, probably no later than that. Now I'm going to be talking about some pros and cons in the fan. First of all, with the pros, I really love the design on it. It's not quite ornate, kind of has a colonial theme going on. Very elaborate light kit and design of the motor housing. Another thing is all the metal parts in the fan are extremely high quality, actually comparable to what you'd see even on some Casablanca fans, surprisingly. So I was quite pleasantly surprised to see that. And also, the fan is pretty versatile because it has 5 reversible blades. One side is rosewood, the other side is what I assume is kind of like a light cherry. Looks like it might have faded a little bit. I'm not entirely sure though. I'm using the rosewood side because that's what it came with, and I just think it looks classier on the fan. It's not my favorite rosewood though. It just looks a little bit cheap in my opinion. I think they could have done a better job with the wood grain. Also, the fan can be installed with or without the light kit. I'm using it with because it just looks much better in my opinion, as opposed to without. And it can be downrod or flush mounted. It actually came with a 12-inch downrod, so it's probably installed on a pretty high ceiling, maybe about 12 feet if I had to guess, because there's, you know, long pull chain extensions. So I'm just flush mounting it because it'd be impractical to use the downrod included to test it as it is now. What I don't like, however, is the fan does have a small wobble to it because the blades are bent. They are actually pretty hard to bend back because the brackets are quite solid. Like I said, the metal parts in this fan aren't cheap. So I'm going to have to leave it that way for now. But I can't really think of too many cons in this fan. It's extremely heavy duty, high quality, and probably one of the best Harbor Breeze fans made in my opinion, at least from what I've seen. So overall, I'd probably have to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Very nice looking fan, very elegant, extremely high quality, and definitely can't find Harbor Breeze fans like this anymore. So, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and if any of you have more information about the actual manufacturer who made this, I'd much appreciate you letting me know. And I think that pretty much concludes the video.